Hello YouTube, I'm going to do a few updates here. Got quite a bit done in the chicken coop. Well, chicken coop's built and done. And here's my chicks. Today, well actually Friday was 7 weeks old. So here's my chickies. And there's some under there eating some food, and there's a big 3.5 gallon water. And I've been working on putting chain link over the top of it. Got one more piece here I got to get put on there and a couple poles. So we'll get that all done. And here's one chickie sitting there. Alright, and there's our little door. And it's all solar powered. I got 2 solar panels up there that charge the battery inside for the automatic chicken door. Which is I'll show you guys at a different time on how that works. Alright, I still got some more odds and ends to do there. Yeah, here's my chickies. Alright, now we got one more thing to show you guys that I've been working on. I've been off for about a week, so it's been a while since I've done some videos. But I've been putting a garden in. As you can tell, my grass is overgrown out here in the back. Grass here in the front I gotta get mowed. I'm getting ready to mow that today. Alright, let's go back here and take a look at what we've gotten done so far. I'll show a picture on here of how I started it. There used to be a garden out here at one time. When we first moved here, I could see where it was, but it was already overgrown with grasses and stuff like that, so it's been grown in. And I can show you what it used to look like. If you see this little patch here of dead grass, it looks kind of deadish. There used to be a garden here, and that's what this whole entire area was like. Now I made it bigger than the patch that they had, so it was a little tougher getting through some of these outside edges. It's a little bit crooked here because that's how our road goes, so all these 3 corners are all straight and it kind of goes at an angle there. But it'll work until we, once I get a bigger tractor to do everything here. But what I did is I dug it by shovel, this whole thing by shovel. It took me 3.5 days to dig everything by shovel and turn the soil over. After I got that all dug by hand, at first I started off with a small tiller to chop it all up in bits, but then a good neighbor of mine, brought a pretty good sized tiller. He brought that up and we tilled the rest of it up. And I've already got stuff planted in here. I did that yesterday and today. Alright, here at the bottom I've got sweet corn. It goes all the way across. I got 8 rows of sweet corn. And all these little wooden stakes is just to mark where my rows are until stuff starts popping up. Because my small tiller I've got, made these big enough. These are all 2 foot apart. Made it big enough to run a tiller down, so when weeds start coming up through, because there's still grass and roots in here, I can, till those up, rake them out. And plus I left enough room on all the sides so I can till on the outside. That way I can keep weeds and stuff from growing in here. But yeah, there's my corn, my sweet corn. Got 2 rows of green beans here. There it is. Here's a full row of green beans. These are bush beans, so they'll be bushed out instead of pole beans. And here's another row of them. You can tell the difference here. I was using my hands to seed, but my neighbor brought a seeder over, so this other row was using a seeder. This middle section here, I haven't got nothing planted here. I mean, it's late in the season, so I don't know what else I'm going to plant, but I do have turnips, beets, and radishes planted in these rows. Alright, and then right here I've got 2 rows of leaf lettuce. It's still late in the season for that. You should plant that in both your spring and fall seasons because it's a little cooler, but they'll grow just fine. It's just going to be a leaf lettuce, so it ain't like heads of lettuce or anything like that. So my wife can come out here and pick from it if she wants. But yeah, this is the size of my garden. It's probably about, I'll say at least maybe 40-45 feet across the back here, maybe 50 or so here in the front, and almost 100 foot down, maybe 80 foot. So I didn't really measure it out. I just plotted it out and tilled it up. So that's my garden for now. What I like to do, because for me right now this is a small garden, I'll walk you back here towards the end of my property line here that I mowed. Alright, back down here at the other end, garden's not near as big as I wanted it, and the way I really want it is, if you look, if I can zoom out here, let's see if it zoom out anymore. That's as far as I zoom. But my property comes all the way down here where that little tree there is where my property line stops on this one corner. There should be a marking stake. Yeah, it's right there within that tree there. I'll cut the tree down one of these days. But I have a stake there. I've already had this surveyed. I got me a little pathway here. Make sure there ain't no snakes to step on because I'm barefooted. And I have another, I ain't gonna walk all the way to it, but there's another pole all the way over there. All right, I'm on 2 acres. The Amish just mowed that and got the hay out of there. And he said he'll probably come back later and get all this. I told him he can have it. But I come to that pole there, but what I like to do is have my garden come all the way to the back side here, from that pole to pretty much that pole, as long as I'm away from this pole here, the telephone power pole there. I wish they would move that thing somewhere else because it goes to the internet tower there. But I want the garden to go all the way through on this back side and come up this direction. And what I want is this back side here to be nothing but sweet corn. You know, the biggest part of this to be my sweet corn. And then I like to have all my potatoes and everything else is what I'm wanting to plant up there. But for this year, until I get the tractor I'm wanting, so I can plow this and till it and stuff, this will do for this year. This should give us plenty of corn to put away for the winter season, and we should get plenty out of the green beans. I might put a couple more rows of green beans in here, you know, that I can can up. The corn, I'll usually just cook it like you would normal corn and take it off the cob and put them in freezer bags and put it in the deep freeze. But as for now, that's pretty much my update. Solar panels still going, still getting a little power out of it. And wind turbine, it was just spinning, it just stopped. Alright, that's what we're doing. And also, probably another update I'll do once I talk the wife into it, is I found a 250-pound pig, and they're selling her for $125. So I figure $125 for a 250-pound pig, that ain't a bad price with the cost of pig getting ready to go up. So pork is going to be expensive. So I figure I have all this room back here still. I mean, my property goes way past that pole. I mean, it goes way over there. So I might end up just putting up a pig pen out back here. Probably just fence it in, give it plenty of room to roam. That way I have some good lean pork meat. So other than that, that's it. That's my update. And comment, like, subscribe.